Verizon paid down $7 billion in debt in 2024. What's your take on that?
No, it was it was over $8 billion in the fourth quarter alone, according to what they said in the financials.
I got the quote from Tony. He said $7 billion in 2024. That's what Tony said. He's the financial guy. I don't argue with the financial.
Okay. I'm looking at the actual news center and the actual it says Verizon's total unsecured debt as of the end of fourth quarter 2024 was $117.9 billion, an $8.5 billion decrease compared to third quarter 2024, and $10 billion lower year over year. That's what it says on the website. So I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so very interesting. In 1 year, they let go of let me do the math really quick. They let go of almost 6,000 employees in 1 year. So that's interesting right there, right? We talked about
They did say that there were some savings from the separation packs too.
Right. And then they of unsecured debt year over year, they went down $11 billion. Net total debt, so the total debt, right, was actually 6.6 billion. Because it went from 150.6 to 144.0. It's really good because their net to EBITDA ratio is 2.3. Remember, AT&T wants to get to 2.4, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. It's looking good, right? They're paying off their debt slowly, right? Every year, they are doing approximately 6 to 7 billion. So that's really good.
C-band was tough, bro. It came at a tough time,
Yeah.
There was also a mention of fixed wireless access pace possibly slowing a bit
on the residential side. Yeah, they did say that.
Yeah, suburban and rural was mentioned, but what came up a couple of times, about 3 times, was the MDU solution in tier 1 markets and how that would scale. And then Moose, because you alluded to this in our conversation off air, immigration impact.
Oh, and that's another thing we got to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might think this is a hoax. You might think that this is crazy. But how many millions of illegal migrants do you believe are in the United States? We will start seeing a significant amount of disconnects this year. Okay. That is not just a prediction, it's a fact, because if hypothetically every day there's about 400 to maybe 1,000 people deported, every single one of those people had a phone. That's a fact. Every single one. Okay. So if we were to do 365 days multiplied by an average of, let's say, 500 people per day deported, that is 182,000 people that no longer will have service within the United States. And majority of those people are on prepaid. And the majority of undocumented, there's no longer undocumented, I shouldn't say that anymore, illegal migrants are on Metro PCS. Overwhelming majority of that amount of folks. So I have a feeling that you're going to start seeing a lot of people leave. I mean, there was reports just this week that there was congestion on the way out from Southern California to Mexico. People are leaving. They're not going to come back. So this is big time, guys. This is big. There's going to be a shift, and prepaid numbers are going to hurt. Thoughts?
What do you think, B? I mean, the industry has its place for migrants. I mean, we definitely know about the prepaid brands, and they do cater to those customers. You see, like Canada and Mexico is always included in these plans, and the roaming access we see kind of like what TracFone was to those folks, and Metro and Boost. I mean, it's true. There's going to be impacts for sure. There has to be.
I think there's some validity to that. I certainly don't deny that. I don't know what the scale of it's going to be because I'm not sure. I still don't know if mass deportations are actually going to happen. because I don't know if the Republican Party truly believes that's the right thing to do. It may be just one of those, Trump type tactics. But I do think there is going to be some level of deportation. It's not like the Democrats haven't done it before. Barack Obama, that particular administration did quite a bit of deportations, as well. So I think that the border will be addressed under this administration. It should have been done under the last one. They had an agreement, and Trump kind of stopped that. So now he has himself in place. So he's definitely going to try to put that under, as a notch on his belt as far as trying to, quote unquote, fix immigration. So because of that, the influx is definitely going to decrease as far as the amount of people coming over from both Canada and Mexico, according to what he said. So we'll see what happens and how it affects things. But I mean, the carriers can't control that. I think that the American people, there are more people who are starting to consider prepaid options. And so because it may not completely denigrate or it may not completely eliminate the losses from those who may or may not be able to stay and all that kind of thing, unfortunately. But you know the positive to that is there will be people here in the country who will be available to be able to have prepaid service or to be explore prepaid service. So, and I mean, honestly, that's not the stir the draw. That's not the straw that stirs the drink anyway. It's really not. I mean, prepaid. Yeah, you want to try to stay positive, but really, I mean, according to what Sampat said, I mean, the biggest, goal for at least Verizon's prepaid service now is not necessarily just to be positive in growth, but now to start being positive in revenue. Got to make some money.